So with all of the Super Strike units finally getting their Awakenings and EZAs, I thought I would rank them in a tier list just to compare them all for funsies. Nothing too serious, but if you see my free-to-play tier list, you can kind of determine where they all are anyway. But because now we have them individually in here without any other free-to-play units distracting you, it will be pretty cool to see which unit goes where and how they perform in the later contents of the game. So let's jump into it here. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And let me know what your favorite Super Strike unit is. Doesn't even have to be about, like, who's the best. If you value what their looks are, the art. Like, I like Super Strike STR Trunks. His sticker is really cool, and I think he's the coolest Super Strike unit in the whole bunch, even though there are plenty that are, like, really, really good. So, anyway, let's go and rank Trunks first, who has that seeking ability, which I probably activated like less than the fingers on my hands, which is quite saddening. But I won't say he's the worst. I'm going to put him in C. I don't really know where everybody's going to be placed yet, so we'll move them up and down as we go along. Mighty Mask is one of the first, if not the first EZA. It's been so long. I got to put him in D. He's not really that useful. And he first came out, yeah, he was pretty solid, but now he's just ass. Piccolo's kind of underrated. He just tanks like ass. But his support is really good and very, very strong, surprisingly, which is pretty cool. So I'll put him in the C tier for now. I think I might be moving them up quite early. Kid Vegeta is terrible. Terrible. Probably worse than Mighty Mask. Low key. I think, though, if you do fulfill Kid Vegeta's full pass, I think he may perform better than Trunks. The only reason why he's useful is that he can stun, and that's it. Android 16, I think some people actually still use him to this day. There's a lot of tech battles and solo tech battles, and this guy can just tank a lot. He has high damage reduction and the guard. So, yeah, I'm going to put him in A. He is a very, very tanky. I wish his team was a little bit better, though. The most current and best team for him is, like, androids. King Vegeta is probably a more glorified version, a more better version, I guess, than Kid Vegeta. So I will be putting him in the C tier. His stunning is cool. That's really what I use him for. I don't ever run Pure Saiyans or Vegeta's family, so he is really, really dead. But he is definitely more usable than these two for sure. Then we move on to King Cold. King Cold is very, very solid. Very strong Wicked Bloodline support, lowering attack and defense on the passive and the super, which is very strong with those events that you can lower attack. And of course, the Wicked Bloodline links is always there. So I actually put him in a pretty decent spot in A. Then we have Grandpa Gohan. With the lack of DB Saga support recently, I do have to de-rank him just a little bit, but he is pretty good. B, decent stats. If you get Kid Goku on the rotation, is a very good support for him, and he has the potential to guard as well, so you can't leave that out of the picture, and he can lower attack as well, which is cool. I'm going to put Mecha Frieza one above him. He's very, very strong, probably one of the highest statted out of the whole bunch. The problem is that restriction to get everything going is just too hard sometimes that you barely activate, but he is very, very strong, and if you can, he can actually shoot up pretty high, but because he's like a sometimes low, sometimes high, I'm going to be putting him into B. At least like the two others above him, they're pretty consistent. Pycon is somebody I don't use all too often. His categories are a bit wonky for free to play, and there's no high tier teams for him. So, but I think he can, if you're versing extreme units, he can work out pretty well. So I'll be putting him into C. I don't think he's too horrendous compared to the other two in the D tier, and he's got a lot of debuffing in him as well. And then we have Tien, and unfortunately for him, he is just really built for Super Battle Road. The whole stunning kind of thing is just built for Super Battle Road. So, you know, he won't be ranked as high, but for what he does, being a Super Battle Road character, he does it really, really well. Becomes more defensive when you're versing 2 or more enemies, that medium chance to stunning of all enemies, and then gets bonuses when you're versing a stunned enemy, which is pretty nice. And he has a solid team behind him, Earthbred Fighters. So because of that, I'll probably be putting him B because of his specific use that he was designed for. He excels in really, really well. But outside of that, he's just ass. So I'll be putting him in B. And truth be told, I probably use him more than like all the other people. Probably not Piccolo, maybe. It's kind of a toss-up. Then the skinny Gotenks and the fat Gotenks. They can get some decent stats. I'll be putting fat Gotenks in C because he relies on specifically physical orbs. So you need a physical orb changer, which is there's plenty of. But because his best linking partner is skinny Gotenks, it's going to be pretty hard to always have a physical orb changer on the floater spot. So I'll be putting him in C. And then skinny Gotenks, I would put him next to, Gotenks, but because there's levels to this, I'll be putting him into B tier. There shouldn't be much differences on them, truth be told, but the flexibility of grabbing any orbs can actually be more favorable than the fat Gotenks. Then we have Tao, which has kind of gotten a buff with the whole Supreme Battle Spectacle, where you can verse Goku. I don't really like to count it just because he really does not perform well, even with that Goku, versing specific passive of his. Well, technically it's like Turtle School, which, I mean, it's Goku anyway. Because those events are hitting like a tremendous amount of damage, there's just no way even his 100% extra attack and defense is not helping him out whatsoever. But when it comes to Super Battle Road, he does do pretty well. Outside of that, it's kind of just not that good. So I'll be putting him into the C tier. Next up is Jackie Chan. I think we all know where this goes. There's a blank spot missing. I think he is the S tier of all Super Strikes. He's in a really good team of Bred Fighters, even World Tournament technically, tournament participants. He gets the guard guaranteed. He supports. He seals. He is an amazing unit. Decent defensive stats. Obviously, it's a little bit aged out because now events are hitting for like 2 million, but still, for his time of release, it was just amazing. Amazing unit. And now all he is really lacking is like another good friend because, because World Tournament Tech Goku is just like kind of not hitting right anymore. We have Super Strike Vegeta. I value Super Strike Vegeta quite a lot. I'll be putting him into A. He can output some amazing damage. Of course, he's based on the orbs he does grab, but it is still just amazing amount of damage. And he has the dodge chance, so, he can actually survive with some good luck. I just wish he had built-in defense build-up or something from his super attack. It would have been so good. But yeah, I actually do respect him quite a lot, and you've seen me use him quite a bit in multiple amounts of events, hopefully, if you watch the channel quite frequently. So I really do like Vegeta. Then we have Xeno Trunks. He came out in a very awkward time. I think if he was released, maybe the release of the 7th anniversary, when the first set of Red Zones came out, or even when the Wicked Bloodline Red Zone came out, he could have definitely been a little bit higher than he's supposed to be. But because he released so late, like right at the end of 2023, he just doesn't stand against all of those events that were released at that time. And now that the toughest events are mostly super units, he doesn't get even like his bonus effects when versing extreme units, which kind of sucks. So he's like really in that he's in a really bad spot, but he can actually like do some things. So I'll be putting him into the B tier, which is not good because he was like the second last to EZA. It's just super annoying. He should have been at least in the A or above, especially like Android 16 was like the third one to EZA, and the fact that he's in A tier, kind of disrespectful. And then we have our latest one, Chilled. Chilled is like an upgraded version of Vegeta in many ways. The nuking passive is way better. He has a better dodge chance. He's only restricted on his team based on compared to on Vegeta when you have to verse Goku, which is obviously a lot easier to do in most circumstances. So I'll be putting him into the S just to show the differences, but I think this is what I'm currently really vibing right here. Looks really good. Not a lot of Super Strike units are very good, but hopefully when they start doing Super Extreme Z Awakenings, which is confirmed to be coming on both Global and JP at the same time, with the recent news for Global getting the 5.18 update, maybe these guys can start actually competing into these tougher events. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. But that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you to my members on screen for supporting the channel monetarily. If you'd like to become a member, first link in the description down below, or click on the join button. With that said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe, stay fizzing. Peace.